Welcome to my office, Deb. I sure appreciate you taking the time to meet with me over the looming city budget crisis.
Please refer to me as Chief Linden. I believe I have earned that title, Councilman Carter.
Fair enough, as long as you remember that the tail doesn't wag the dog. Please keep in mind that I have a master's from the Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania. You attended, UCSB.
Yeah, well, I didn't really need to go to a top school as I was planning to go into law enforcement. Heck, I wouldn't have needed to go to college at all if I had run for sheriff of San Luis County. Okay, so what do you want to talk about, Councilman Carter?
Is it the lack of a high-quality education that caused you to ruin, and ultimately destroy Mardi Gras here in San Luis?
Probably. That and the fact that I needed something to pad my annual performance review. I sure sold that student mild threat pretty well, don't you think?
Never mind. I asked to meet with you today to get your inputs on the city's budget. The amount we overspent for police and fire here in San Luis is especially obscene.
The police are worth every penny we get. You cannot pay us too much for putting our lives on the line every day. We are not overpaid. We are heroes, and if anything, we deserve raises. Big raises and a big new police department campus.
Are you kidding me? Caltrans tree trimmers have more dangerous jobs than slow cops. Police officers in San Luis get paid at least $100,000 per year plus huge benefits. That's absurd, and it comes largely from that horrible binding arbitration arrangement. You yourself get paid over $160,000 per year with another $74,000 per year in benefits. How can you say that police officers are not overpaid in San Luis Obispo?
Keep in mind I did go to UCSB. Listen, if Katie Lichtig is getting almost $222,000 per year plus bennies, I sure as hell am worth $160,000.
Why equate yourself to Katie Lichtig? She's already been identified as a part-time wasted paycheck being paid a full-time salary more than big enough for 3 or 4 people of her caliber.
You're whining about how much we police get paid when the city of San Luis Obispo pays someone like Shelley Stanwyck almost $145,000 per year plus $65,000 per year in benefits as the city's recreation director. What does a recreation director actually do? Can one of my officers take on the duties of the city's recreation director? I'm sure it's only a part-time gig, and we can use the $145,000 as incentive pay in the department.
I don't want to talk about Katie Lichtig or Shelley Stanwyck. I want ideas on how to cut the cost of law enforcement in the city of San Luis Obispo.
What are you writing down?
Just a note to myself to find out what the recreation director actually does, and why we pay $145,000 plus benefits each year. I might just want to apply for the job one day.
Yeah, I thought so. I might apply for it as well, or possibly Lichtig's job once she gets canned.
I could do Lichtig's job better than she can. Did I mention I graduated from the Wharton School with a master's in business administration? Okay, back to business. How do we cut law enforcement costs in SLO?
Why the police? Have you seen what the fire people are getting paid in San Luis? Have you seen their King's Palace over by Fatty's Pizza? Talk about a waste of taxpayer money. Oh, Fatty's. Have you had lunch yet? Sorry, last night's Shalimar buffet were brutal. Very tasty but brutal.
It's 9:30 in the morning. I don't eat lunch at 9:30 in the morning. Please, can we discuss ideas on how to cut costs in the police department?
If you want the truth, it took many years of hard effort by public safety unions to pump our compensation packages into the piggish abominations they are today. We are paid today based on our union representation, not on the content of our jobs or how well we perform them. We aren't going to let go of what we have without a hard fight. A long, hard, dirty fight. You're not recording this conversation, are you?
Thanks for the candid admission, but that's axiomatic. I want to know how we can reduce the cost of law enforcement in San Luis.
You can't reduce costs. We need higher salaries, better pensions, earlier retirements, funnier patrol cars, and more expensive bicycles to properly do our job.
What are you talking about? Other cities in San Luis County spend considerably less for their law enforcement needs. Even the Los Angeles Police Department pays lower wages than we do. Explain that.
They don't have threats like the dreaded Mardi Gras student riot. They also don't have the cartoon cop cars that we enjoy in San Luis or our cops on mountain bikes. What they do have are cops riding horses, and I want that here in San Luis as well. That is critical to doing our job. We can patrol Santa Rosa Park on horseback.
Enough already. Maybe we should simply shut down the San Luis Police Department and contract with the Sheriff's Department for law enforcement services in San Luis.
You can't do that. I'm not yet in a position to double dip. My plan is to retire from San Luis and then join yet another agency, so I can't triple dip. Shutting down the San Luis PD would disrupt my plans. No.
You just don't want to work for Parkinson.
Yeah, that's a big part of it as well. If you do close the police department, I get first dibs on the recreation job.
Have you actually ever met Shelley Stenwick? Where is her office? Never mind, back to business. Do you have any ideas at all on how we can reduce the cost of law enforcement in the city of San Luis Obispo? Anything at all?
Maybe we need to look at the other side of the equation. We need to raise revenue by giving out more tickets.
Is that really all you can offer me? We have already been doing that for years. Don't you have any ideas at all on how to cut costs in your department? I bet if I speak with Mr. Kevin Rice, he will show me a dozen or more places where I can cut your departmental budget.
This Kevin Rice had better not live in Slow City, or I'll ticket his sorry ass for trash receptacle violations. Listen, I need to get going. The line at Hometown Buffet can be real long at lunch on Wednesdays. They make really great chicken fried steaks on Wednesdays. Anything else?
Get your fat ass out of my chair in my office, Deb.
Later, whiner.